right, so the film project was a long time in the making. It started in around about 2012 when the director of the film, who I had a relationship with, wanted to make a difference in terms of telling the story about what's going on in South Africa, especially in terms of the hunting industry when it comes to lions in these canned scenarios. And we didn't just want to go about making a documentary, another documentary that basically preached to the converted. We wanted to go about it from a narrative perspective with an emotional kind of connection between a lion and a child, where the audience would become emotionally involved, and then you can hit them with the message. We felt if you made a feature film with this really horrible message up front, that people would be turned off it and probably wouldn't go to watch it. So you needed to compel them to come watch the film. Initially I said to him, look, the idea is good, but in how we're going to achieve this, it's going to be practically impossible. And he was like, well, if you had everything at your doorstep, what would you need? And I said, look, you'd need time. Time would be the biggest factor here. And so we started, the more we talked about it, the more we realized that we could achieve it if we had certain parameters in place. We needed the buy-in from the parents of the children to allow us the time. We needed the time in terms of Dania having to come 3 to 4 times a week to be with me and to be with the lions and to learn how to basically interact and how to work with lions. So she had really a crash course on becoming a lion whisperer, so to speak, so that the relationship would be believable in the film, and I think that comes across well. Dania was absolutely amazing and fantastic, and I think the reason why is that she's just she's like a sponge, and she listened to everything. She hung on every word I said, and she would keep a diary and she would write down everything that happened in the day. And what was wonderful is she didn't come in there with a preconceived idea of how she should be, or telling me that she's had experience with animals and she's really good with them. It was none of that. She just listened and she absorbed and she did. And I think that's why the magic comes out in the film, is because of her ability. She's just such a great actress and a wonderful person to be around. So, and Thor loved her as well. So that made life a lot easier. I think the most dangerous scenes are always the ones that potentially are the most difficult, because the lion is maybe out of his comfort zone. And so for me, the mall scene where she runs through the mall, we really needed to take our time on that and get Thor really used to the environment, let him get relaxed in that environment. And as soon as he was relaxed, then that obviously takes all the pressures away from doing the rest of the stuff that we had to do. So in terms of dangerous scenes, I would say that probably would stand out. But even that, there was nothing to be alarmed about because of the time frames that we had.